All together now.
Chaver B'ezrat Hashem. Chaver B'ezrat Hashem. Let's fire it up. Let's fire it up. No bits. B'shim Kol Yisrael. Wow. For Pesach, Rov Minus Afasar Baruch Bas Yehudis, Tova Bas Perel, Yonah Bas Pasa, Shir Bas Pasa, Sainer Reuven Ben Bani, and every Neshama on Klal Yisrael. Chaver, let's be flexible. Samson, great to see you. Rav Yoini, Baruch Hashem. Master of the world, through your holy sages, you've given us a distant hint of the exalted holiness of the Jewish people. Every single Jew is a crown, so the Holy One, blessed be He. Therefore, we want to ask you to help us always try to search for all the good points that are to be found in each Jew and judge everyone favorably, even when people are against us and abuse and insult us. Let us hold our peace and say nothing. Even in our heart, let us feel no hatred or anger. B'ezrat Hashem. Chavra, it's jacket weather. It's sweatshirt weather. It's jacket weather. The whole thing, Samson knows already. Baruch Hashem. 17 days until Hanukkah. Hilchos Hanukkah, 1 day until Shabbos. And Samson has the Purim countdown for us. So the widespread custom in our country...
0 days. 0 days. 0 days.
It's right now. It's mamish right now. The widespread custom in our country is to light the menorah in the manner of those who fervently pursue mitzvot. It says here in the footnote, the Gemara, Shabbos 21b, outlines 3 levels of observing the mitzvah's Hanukkah lights. The minimum requirement is met by one person in the house lighting 1 candle each night. The next level refers to as Mahadrin. Those who pursue mitzvahs entails each member of the household lighting 1 candle each night. Finally, the Mahadrin min ha-Mahadrin. Those who fervently pursue mitzvahs light 1 candle the first night and add 1 candle each subsequent night. According to Ashkenazic custom, this is done by each member of the household. See further in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, B'ezrat Hashem. The procedure is as follows. Each and every member of the household lights 1 candle the first night, and on the second night, 2 candles, and then continue adding 1 candle each night in this way until the 8th night. When they each light 8 candles, they must take care that each person sets his candles in a separate place, so that it should be clear how many candles each person is lighting. They should also not light in the same place that they light candles for illumination throughout the year, so that it should be clear that these lights are not being lit for illumination, but for the purpose of the Hanukkah lights. Chabra, debating, no, it'll be, we'll share it next week. It's B'ezrat Hashem. It's a piece that Michael Halpern shared with us 3 years ago on Masechet Shabbos, Kaf Aleph from Rav Jonathan Sachs, right? The meaning behind lighting from 1 to 8 and not 8 to 1. It's an argument between Rav and Shmuel. So Daf Kaf Aleph, I believe, Amud Aleph. That's where it's at. So we'll share it next week, B'ezrat Hashem. So
when we get there, Be'ezrat Hashem, there's a deep chidush that was expressed by the Chatan, Jonah Waldman, over this idea.
Should we get there right now? All right, we'll get there next week, but you'll have to share it. So much light. All right, so Samson, this is really big because right now we're accomplishing the first chapter of Pirkei Avot, and then we're moving on to chapter 2. But we're going to start with Chanukah Torah on Sunday, B'ezrat Hashem, and then we're going to continue with chapter 2 afterwards. It's all one. It's all one. So Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel said, the world stands on 3 things: on justice, on truth, and on peace. As it is written, you shall administer truth, justice, and peace within your gates. This is said in Zechariah. So I want to focus on peace for a second. There's a fascinating story that happened with Rav Shlomo Karbach and Baron D. Rothschild. So one time, Rav Shlomo was invited to sing at a concert, like a benefit concert in Paris in 1964. And at the time, there were thousands of Jewish students from Algeria and Morocco who had nothing to eat. Some people, together with Baron D. Rothschild, organized a kosher kitchen to give them one meal a day. To raise money for the food, they organized a concert once a year and made $100,000 from the ticket sales. Baron D. Rothschild donated the rest of the money needed to run the kitchen. And during the concert, Baron D. Rothschild was sitting in front of the row, and Rav Shlomo said to him, "You support the world with a lot of money, but how about bringing joy to the world one time? Are you able to do that one time? Can you please come on stage and start dancing with me?" says Rav Shlomo. "So everyone will dance then after you if you come on stage." So Baron D. Rothschild jumped on the stage very gracefully and sweetly, and we danced out on the street, says Rav Shlomo. The police saw Baron D. Rothschild dancing and stopped the traffic. The concert hall, which was one of the biggest in Paris, emptied out on the street, and Rav Shlomo estimated that 2,000 people were dancing with us on the street. It was one of the greatest nights of Rav Shlomo's life. Mamish. This is the essence of peace. So I'm just going to take a snippet of the Torah that Rav Shlomo shares on peace, and then we'll move over to the art scroll, which expounds on this word shalom and shalem. So peace comes from such a high place as Rav Shlomo that it is not given to one person. This is a very deep chiddush. It's not given to one person, right? We can't just say to God, "Please give us peace. I don't care about the rest of the world." Like we can't go to the Ribbon Shalom with that. Peace has to be between me and the world, between me and people, between me and somebody else, says Rav Shlomo. It can't be with one person. So says the art scroll that the term shalom, peace, is related to shalem, complete. Without peace, each person is a separate, detached part of the human community, and as a result, he will suffer a lack of personal fulfillment. The need for a unified and harmonious whole exists in the macrocosmic world as well as the microcosmic world of the human being. Man is composed of the confluence of urges, wants, needs, and ideas, many of which are at odds with each other. When peace reigns inside him, the various forces complement each other and bring him to the sense of completeness and fulfillment. Man can then achieve a peaceful relationship with God, his fellow man, and himself. Peace is the key. Peace is mamash the key. And B'ezrat Hashem Chavra, we should do our part, our chelak, to just, because we're obviously one, we're one neshama, we're one whole, and one person can't just have peace while the rest of the people are suffering. But by doing our little part, maybe you'll ignite another spark in another person, another place. Maybe even 2,000 people will come be dancing on the street with us. B'ezrat Hashem, Chaver, we should all be dancing with the Yidden on the street. Welcome in the Heilige Shabbos, 17 days until Hanukkah. Questions, comments, please feel free.
Just welcome.
Rebs, you're breaking up a little. All right, good.
All right. The truth is, I'm just getting home now. Before my phone dies, I will say the essence of Shalom is Shabbos. Why? I don't know why. But I know that it's the truth. I know that it says in Tehillim, Ki avi ve'imi asvuni v'Hashem yasfeni. For my father and my mother have left me and abandoned me, but Hashem is the one that will gather me in, gather me together. In Kabbalah, Avi ve'imi represent Chachma and Bina, the ability to think and properly understand. And the Shneim Yud Kei Vav Kei represents Rachmim and Tiferet and love and ultimate compassion. Shalom is a tziruf, is a makeup of the word Eish and Mayim. Well, that's Shemayim. Shalom is a tziruf, is also Eish, but there's also Eish in Shalom, and there's also Mayim in Shalom. I once had a chidush that I told to Rav Yaakov Nagen when I was in Otniel, that Shalom is the makeup of the word Sam Lo, meaning you have to give it over. Shalom is when you say to yourself and your friend, I don't know where you are, where you stand, but I'm giving a portion of myself to you. I take a time out of my day to say hello, how are you? I love you. How are you doing? How can we improve together? Not because I understand, not because I know that it's some sort of a product or process is going to come out of this, but because Hashem is Yasfeini. I could keep going on, and this is getting me into thoughts of Birchot Kriyat, where the Ikar of the Kavanah during the second bracha of Avot Olam is Rachamim, is having Rachmanut on your own soul. And this is understanding that Hashem is Yasfeini. Hashem is totally gathering in and totally bringing together all the brokenness that we might feel in our lives and all the brokenness that we might have given over to someone else. And Shalom is this idea of bringing it all together, of bringing the Eish and the Mayim and the Lo and someone who's outside of you and saying, Azovati, all the other bad thoughts. Come, let's bring. That's all.
Ay, sweetening all the decrees in heaven. Reb Samson.
If it wasn't clear, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you make it clear. You, Mamish, spelled it out for us. Mamish. Very clear way. Reb Samson. Yeah, Bekasher. The Alatov, actually, Ayakar. And it's fired up. Parsha Vayetze. Parsha Vayetze. Oh, America runs on Duncan. Oh.
And just to add one more idea, if we're already saying Parsha Vayetze, everyone knows that Yaakov was the idea of Tiferet. Yaakov was the compassionate one. You know what it means to go into the belly of the beast of Lavan's house and have the audacity to say, excuse, you owe me money, you owe me that, you owe me all these things. It comes from a place of Rahmanus. It comes from a place of Hashem Yasfeini. Whatever, I can't go into it now, but it's too much. I can't.
Hashem Yasfeini. Hashem Yasfeini. Hashem Yasfeini. Hashem Yasfeini. Got to knock on the words. All right, Rebs, be well. Hashem Yasfeini. I love you, brother. You're the best.